Hi, welcome to this video. I am playing a rapid or standard game on chess.com. They call it standard, it's really a rapid game. Against Gursimran1999, rated 1648, 45. I don't know why I would pick 48. From India, I believe. Yes, I wonder what time it is over in India right now. It's about noon, Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so from an Indian player, we have a Spanish opening with bishop e5. I have a couple different replies to this. Bishop c5 is a nice one. Knight f6. Could play a6. Even knight d4 is playable. I'm going to play f5. The so-called Jaenisch gambit. Basically, in this opening, black is saying that I'm ignoring your attack on my knight and my center, and just trying to then say you're wasting your time with your bishop, so I'm going to attack your center and attack it with pawn instead of pieces. Okay, so he takes the pawn. It is a gambit after all, so it's possible for white to at least temporarily win a pawn in this line, but I get to play e4 with tempo. If he takes the knight, I'm going to pre-move a capture. Excuse me. I'm going to pre-move a capture with the pawn to open up the center, open up my queen. Okay. This is all very standard at this point, and that's what he did. He captured the knight. A lot of people here think that they have knight e5 followed by queen h5 check and attack on the king, but black can respond in a way that renders this harmless, maybe even not good for white. Yeah, so this is probably what my opponent is going for. It's very tempting for white players, let's say, that have not seen this opening before to go in for this. They think that black has weakened their king side. To some degree that's true, but not true enough. Okay. I'm trying to remember the line here, actually. Wait a minute. I want to play queen d4. Queen h5 check g6. If he takes the pawn, then I have knight f6. He then plays g6. I take queens in the corner. It looks all terribly complicated. The other option is I just play knight f6. Wait a minute, why am I not thinking about this correctly? Or I just... Jesus Christ. Okay, so I got distracted, but I think this is fine. Who is it? Who's there? Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, so the f5 move does weaken the king side, but I don't think it's enough for black to actually be concerned. Now I can attack the knight, and actually it's not clear where the knight is going. In fact, the knight is almost trapped here. Alright, it has to go here. I could have played h5 first. Okay, I'm just going to castle and see what my opponent has up their sleeve. Maybe my opponent is not wearing any sleeves. It's entirely possible. Okay. Who is it? Who is it? Oh. Thank you. Okay, apologize for that. Had a delivery in the middle of a chess game. Okay, so bishop d6 strikes me as useful. Might as well try it. And my daughter is definitely up and awake. Okay. Let's try bishop d6. I hope I'm not hanging anything. And I'll be right back. I feel like I'm playing a simul. We got a clear path to walk here. We're going to walk around the apartment, okay? Okay. So this will make for an interesting challenge. I'm going to walk around my apartment with my daughter as I play this game. Okay. We're going to walk around, Cassie. We're going to walk around. You're going to like that. Yeah, we're going to walk around. You're going to fall asleep. Time for your nap. Time for your nap. Oh, whoops. You had to fix that. My opponent is probably wondering what's taking me so long. My intended response here, threatening mate. I could retreat the bishop then after he blocks. Actually, I can continue to try and threaten mate here, but let's drop the bishop back first and cover the c4 square. The corner of e4 does a good job of limiting white's abilities to move in this position. Okay. This is going to be annoying. The bishop there. Let's see. Anywhere else I can go with this queen? I could go to g5. Then I'm hanging this. Don't think he has too many useful discoveries. But I'm going to have to do something about this queen situation. Let's play here. He doesn't have any useful discoveries. So let's defend the pawn so I can move the queen to g5. Get a snag. Okay. That's probably the least useful. There we go. Least useful discovery he possibly could have played. Okay, interesting. Why don't I just continue to pound on the king side? Looks good. I don't see any threats. Nothing hanging. He's not going to go after a7 anytime soon. Yeah, I'm just going to increase my pressure on the king side. Doesn't hurt. I can play that move, h4, without having to worry about giving up control of the g4 square. I have that firmly under control. The difference between white and black pieces are really telling. This is ridiculous. All right. So, hopefully this video demonstrates nicely that I am a father first and a chess player second. Actually, much further down on the list than second. Interesting. Yeah, F4 is never coming. He probably could have played H4 earlier. H4 would have been annoying. Would have maybe shut down some of my play, at least temporarily, on the king side. I'm not even sure if my head is in the shot now. Let me actually just check. This video may end up looking very, very odd. Okay, so it's possible the top of my head has been cut off. No big deal. Okay. If I actually get an advantage on the clock, that will be somewhat funny, considering the circumstances. Try and adjust the angle of the screen. There we go. And I'm back. My daughter is now once again asleep, taking a much needed nap. And I apologize to all the viewers for that unusual yeah, anyway, let's keep playing chess. Alright, so the whole point here is that he can't shut down or close the king side because I have moves like taking here. Now, I think I could just take here and there's no problem. Even if he takes back with the rook, or let's say he takes back with the rook, I take on g3, takes back, and I mean, this just looks good for me. So let's do it without much thought. I should take the time to think, slow down actually here, and not worry so much about playing quickly or losing time because of situation with my daughter, or that I don't have to walk around the apartment anymore. But I think that this looks okay. An intermediate move I did not consider. I do have double check here, which looks pretty good. So, I mean, I take here, he just takes back, and he's keeping the king side relatively closed. I think I just destroy his king side totally with this move. He may have been counting on bishop takes g5 here, but it's not possible. So now I can take here. And I'm also threatening in a big way. Let's see, bishop d5. First of all, I'm up a pawn. Okay, threatening bishop d5, takes, queen f3. Then I take on d2. I'll be up 2 pawns. That looks pretty good. That looks really good. And he has a knight that's way off sides. So let's try that. Wait, hold on a second. Let's see if there's anything better first. Can I somehow deliver a check without allowing him to block? Well, here's the thing. He's attacking my queen, he's attacking my bishop. So any way I could defend the bishop, I could play queen g8. Doesn't look that appetizing. It's a bit of a shame I don't have like queen g1 check. He takes with the rook, I promote, he takes with the other. I promote, he'll have to take with the king. Then I have rook g8 check. No, but the king just walks up. So this bishop d5 looks to be the simplest solution to the problem. Yeah. Let's just keep it simple. He's forced to capture. He's going to be forced to play queen f3, and then I could just take on. Could just take on f3 actually. Let's take on d2. He has checks, but I don't think they lead anywhere particularly useful for him. His knight's not dominated, but his knight doesn't look that good. Queen f5, I just move over, no big deal. Yeah, I don't think this is a big deal, at least. Yeah, that looks scary, but it doesn't actually do much, I think. Problem is I don't have any checks along the light square diagonal here. Those kinds of checks could have been useful. I don't even have any potential ways to get any of those squares. Queen a5 would drop the queen. Not good. But I am up a pawn. In an otherwise decent position. Up 2 pawns actually, but this is the most important one. Really hems his king into. I can play queen h6 and then try and use my... Yeah, you know what, that looks good. And I can try and use that to both cover this square and to then activate this rook without dropping that pawn. Where else should I go? I mean, b4 also looks interesting. Then he has moves like c3, and my queen is running out of squares. Let's just get him out of harm's... Get the queen out of harm's way. If he wants to trade queens, I'm fine with that. I think this is a winning endgame. Okay, threatening c5. Not a big deal. I don't think it is, at least. What about... What about rook f8? Say if the queen takes, I take, he takes there, I take back with the queen, I'm fine. Let's try that. His queen's in a really nice square. I want to try and change that situation a little bit. Okay, I could again continue to harass his queen, I guess. Well, now I can do this for one. Again, his queen is on a very nice spot. What about the idea of coming down rook check here? He takes check there, check. It's probably not sufficient for anything. I do have queen h5. If he plays c5, I can just take it. Knight takes, I take back. That's fine. Queen h5 also has the idea of rook e8. Again, trying to harass this queen. Now, he does have rook f5, but then I have queen d1 check. Which I think is good for me. King g2, queen d2. Oh, no, I'm just queening there. Yeah, definitely. Good for me. So he can't play rook f5. Can't play c5. What can he do? He or she, I should say. Interesting position. Definitely good for black. But not without complications. Yeah, I'm slowly but surely driving his queen back. Now, do I play something like king c8, c5, I take, he takes, I take, then he has check over, yeah, it's not a problem. Now he's threatening rook here, which would be annoying. Again, I don't have any way of getting at his king here. It really kind of stinks. What about rook e8 here? Yeah, that's probably good because now he doesn't have anything coming down and I still have a check up here if necessary. Rook e8 now. Right now. Right. Problem is, if let's say he was threatening c5, right? And if he took there, he would just take down here with mate. If I took with the bishop, let's say. Now c5, I take, he takes, I take. There's no mate. I've removed my rook from the line of fire. Often you want your rook opposing the enemy's queen, but in this case, I don't. Again, he's still threatening with this idea of c5, so I have to come up with something against that. If I play queen g5, c5, I could take it. He takes with a knight, then I can't take back. You know what I could do? I could play c5 myself, and then try and maneuver my queen to the c6 square, which would be useful. Let's try that. Queen d5, I just trade. No problem. How am I going to get to c6? Oh, he's going to put his knight on d5. Oof. Maybe I should not have given him that square so easily. Okay. Maybe that square is not that important, actually. What if I just play queen e5 here? I'm hitting c3. Knight d5, I play queen e4, and we trade. I don't think he has any way of getting at my back rank. Right. Okay, so I'm tired of this back rank business, so I'm going to play a6 here. No, I'm going to play c6. Try and control the d5 square a little bit. Let's try that. Might be a little risky, but I'm going to try it. Maybe I have queen e3. No, that just drops the bishop. So I'm probably going to have to play the bishop back now. Yeah, maybe that was not the best idea. Probably not the worst, though. Actually, now I have queen e3, right? What does he do otherwise? Queen g3, maybe. Rook h8? No, I don't need to protect that pawn anymore. Any more than it's already protected, that is. Rook g8 for coming down here. Doesn't look that effective. Here he just moves the queen. Queen d7, let's say. Rook e7 is an instructive blunder. You have rook f8, king up, and then queen c8 check, king here, knight a4 check, over. Oh, actually, that's not that bad, though. Let's see if he goes in for that. I think that looks a lot worse than it actually is. My king should be relatively safe on a6. Okay, I'm playing with fire here a little bit on purpose. I know he has queen c8 check or rook c8 check, but I'm hoping that I can come over here and hide on a6. So it'll be interesting. It looks like I blundered. Or it looks like, oh, you know, black wouldn't want to allow this, right? But actually I'm allowing it on purpose. Playing with fire, so to speak. The problem is queen e1 is his problem, or her problem, their problem, let's say. And they do not have enough firepower to distract me from the e1 square forever. I think my opponent is realizing that. They don't want to abandon their own king in pursuit of mine. Alright, so that would end badly for them. Yeah, okay, so now I just hide. Knight a4, thankfully, is not mate. My rook is defending b7. Nobody's defending a6, well, except for the king, but I don't think he can attack a6 that much. Ah, okay, so now I can take on c3. Ah, but once again, that's not as useful as it should be. Maybe first I drop the bishop back, so that he doesn't have, if I have here, he doesn't have check. And yeah, I don't want to allow him that check. Let's not give my opponent the opportunity to harass me with a check on d8. Knight a4, I move over again. I'm not afraid of that, I hope. Well, I am interrupting communication with b7, so that could be a little dangerous. My idea here is just to take on c3. And the thing is, the knight's important because the knight is defending e4. If I get the check on e4, it's all over. So knight a4, king to a6, and your knight, how are you going to defend e4? You can't. here. Oh, queen g4. Okay. Have to play queen g4, right? I mean, how else are you going to defend the light squares? In which case, your knight's kind of out of play. And after queen g4, I have rook g7. Ah, it's nice when these moves all kind of fit together and work out beautifully. Rook g7, queen moves, and then maybe I can throw the rook down on g1. Okay. So I'm not even going to think about this move. I think getting the queen distracted like that is worth it. What the hell? Oh, right. Of course, it's the move that I say, I'm not even going to think about this move. That's where I blunder. So now if I take here, he just takes on g7. Damn. If I play king to... Where the hell am I supposed to go now? Damn. King a5? He takes on b7. I have to take this. That sucks. That just sucks. At least he doesn't have any checks, it seems. But he does. Oh, damn. Ah, this was such a nice game up until this point. Okay. Well, bishop here is an option. Queen here is an option. Take, take, and then rook slides somewhere, but then I try and move. I at least have a draw then. I would have liked a way of getting at his king here. Any other way of defending the bishop doesn't necessarily allow me to... Yeah, let's just go for this. I'm running low on time. Wow, what a blunder. Totally winning position, and then I give up the exchange and a pawn in one move. Wow. In all actuality, this actually still might be winning for black. It's just that his king, he has no king, basically. White is playing without a king, in essence. Although I think he could just harass my bishop until forever, and I can't necessarily do anything about that. So yeah, let's just see. I'll drop all the way back first. See what he tries if I do that. If he drops to f8, then I'll play to c6. c7, I mean, if he plays rook f7, then I'll play king over, check. Would actually lose the piece, so that's not good. Yeah, this is probably just going to be a draw. Wow, very disappointing. Oh, so he doesn't do it. That's interesting. Okay, in this case, I'm definitely going to try and expand. Take back, well, the only way I can. If he tries to trade for the pawn, I think I'm winning because his king just is terrible. Oh, looks annoying. Okay, let's try this, a6. I also have a5. I don't think I'm blundering anything here. Yeah, I can come down, right? Oh man, I'm seeing double. I think I'm still defending this pawn, right? Okay. Don't have a5. Huh. I do have a6, but that doesn't help me much. I could play, let's just play a6 for now. Prevent any funny business. So I forgot that his king actually can move. Let's try this. I wonder if I can win b4, but I don't want to give this pawn up. That pawn's just too good. Now he can't move his rook, but he can move his king. Is he going to go for a perpetual here? No, he's trying to come in this way. Strange. Well, again, you can't move your rook. So I don't know if I should be afraid of this plan by white. Your rook can never leave the file. I'm abandoning my kingside pawns, but yeah, your rook can never leave the file. Even rook h3, I could ignore it. Yeah, playing here. Okay, I'm just gonna make a mad dash for your rook. King e6, threaten mate. Oh, he doesn't threaten mate. Really? I feel like this is gonna be a problem for you, guy. Oh, you just sack on h2, don't you? This is still gonna be a draw, right? Damn, it's still gonna be a draw, I guess. Okay, I think this is winning. Nice. Okay. Oh, what a crazy game. This is winning because... No, it's drawing because you can play this. It's at best for me, this is a draw. I have to make sure I play this correctly. Alright. I'm going to have to bring my king over, right? But how? Can I get my king in there? Maybe this is still losing. Well, let's try it. Not sure what bishop moves would actually be useful here. I feel like keeping the bishop on this diagonal is probably the best thing I can do. Sack for both pieces, both pawns if I can. Might be hard to arrange. Wow, went from winning to drawing to losing pretty quickly. Okay. He's gonna run that pawn the whole way, isn't he? Any way I can stop him? Probably not. Damn, that's annoying. Doesn't let me into c8. That might have allowed me to draw. The fact that I wasn't controlling a5 too, also a problem. Wow, I'm gonna lose this game. That totally sucks. Wow. If I had played here right away, after he played that, I could have sacked and then played king here. But no, he still would have had to win. Damn. Very well played by my opponent. Very disappointing loss. I lose 48 rating points. Wow. Alright, so I think it's pretty clear where I went wrong. I played a very good game up or at least a good enough game up until the move where I said, I'm not even going to think about this move. Yeah, you should always think about the moves you're playing. Case in point. Yeah, this knight here actually is a little bit annoying. A little annoying, I should say. I wonder if I just take check here, take, how would have this worked out? I could play here, attack the rook, and yeah, this should still be winning for black, I think. Like this. I don't see how he's going to get at my king. I don't see how he's going to win this pawn. Yeah, that would have been much simpler. Instead, I got greedy. And I tried this. And it didn't work out well. Yeah, exactly here is where I went wrong. Anything better? No, excuse me. Check first over, then here. This is where I went wrong. Anything better for black? Maybe even just b5 here. I mean, he's not threatening anything. Yeah, this also would have been good. Let's say he takes twice, and his knight's still trapped. Oh no, you know what? b5. He would have this here. And then maybe something like this. That's not mate. No, he doesn't have enough time for this though. What if he trades first and then tries this? Check. Up is forced. Yeah, this would have looked a little tricky, and I might have avoided this by just saying, oh, it's too scary. But the fact that I have e4 and d5, it's like a dream. And I mean, what does he do here? He resigns, or she resigns, because I don't think there's any other follow-up checks. My king is surprisingly safe on that square. You don't have time for a3, b4, anything like that. b4, I just take it. It's just nothing. Nah, that would have been a nice way to finish. But instead I lost. Oh well, thanks for watching.